God says, "My beloved child, stop everything for a moment and listen carefully, because this message is not coming from the world you see, it is coming from the realm beyond, from the light that never sleeps. It is urgent, it is holy, and it carries the tears of Archangel Michael himself. Heaven trembles right now because of the silence you have kept when heaven was calling your name. You thought the delay was normal, but it was divine timing. You thought the emptiness was punishment, but it was divine preparation. You thought the silence of angels meant abandonment, but it was protection. My child, there is an emergency, and the angels are gathering around your name, whispering prayers that sound like thunder in the spiritual realm. Archangel Michael is weeping loudly, not because you are lost, but because you keep doubting that you are chosen. His tears are not of anger, they are tears of love mixed with urgency. You are standing at a moment where one decision could open the gates of blessing, or one act of delay could invite confusion. The angelic realm has been watching over you night after night, protecting your home, guiding your steps, blocking dangers you didn't even know existed. But something shifted in the last 24 hours. A dark energy tried to attach itself to your destiny. Someone spoke a word against you. Someone envied the light you carry. Someone whispered your name in the wrong place. Yet heaven heard it first. God says, "Do not be afraid of the bad news that is approaching. It looks dark, but it is only a test of faith, not a destruction of your life." The messenger who carries this warning is not bringing fear, but preparation. The angels are saying, "Brace yourself, not for pain, but for revelation." What looks like loss will actually expose the enemy's plan. What seems like ending will become your elevation. Heaven never allows you to face what you cannot survive. You have been trained spiritually for this moment, even when you didn't realize it. Every tear you cried, every disappointment you faced, every betrayal you suffered, those were the divine weapons that now defend you. Michael says, "You have not been forgotten." The time of silence was not abandonment, it was divine observation. "The reason I cry," says Michael, "is because you keep fearing that you are alone. You keep asking, 'Where is God?' while God is right beside you. You keep thinking your prayers went unheard, but they were heard and stored in heaven's golden jar. Now that jar is opening, and everything you prayed for is being released, but you must listen now, right now, before the door of this message closes. There is a bad news coming, not to destroy you, but to expose the false ones around you. A secret is about to be revealed, something that was hidden behind smiles and promises. God says, "I am exposing those who plotted silently, those who pretended to care but wished for your fall." Do not panic when you hear the news. It will shake you for a moment, but it will also free you from illusions. The truth may sting, but it will also heal. The person you trusted the most might be the one who spoke against you. Yet do not seek revenge, the Lord Himself will deal with them. Just stay calm, keep your spirit clean, and pray. Heaven is already at work. The angels are surrounding your home right now. They stand like burning light, encircling your space with divine fire. That sudden cold breeze you felt earlier, it was Michael entering your room. The pressure in your chest, it was not fear, but the stirring of your spirit recognizing his presence. He's whispering your name again and again, asking you not to ignore this message. You are being prepared for a divine breakthrough, but the enemy will try to disguise it as disaster. Remember, even storms obey God. The same wind that looks like destruction is the wind that will carry your blessing closer. My child, trust me when I say this, your delay is not denial. You are not late, you are right on divine time. The reason everything slowed down was so that heaven could remove what was not meant to go with you into your next chapter. Some people had to leave, some doors had to close, and some promises had to break so that the truth could breathe again. You were not rejected, you were redirected. Every unanswered message, every betrayal, every loss, they all created a path for divine justice. You are about to receive a message that will shake your emotions, but let your soul remain steady. Archangel Michael is standing with his sword drawn, guarding your future. He says, "If you stay faithful now, I will lead you through this storm untouched." The bad news will turn into your biggest testimony. You are divinely insured, nothing will destroy you. The pain you feel right now is temporary, but the blessing waiting for you is eternal. God says, you will cry soon, but not tears of pain, tears of release. Heaven has seen how much you carried silently. You carried burdens that weren't even yours. You protected people who betrayed you. You loved those who lied to you. And now the time has come for divine balance. You will see with your own eyes how I, the Lord, turn the tables. The ones who mocked you will watch you rise. The ones who ignored you will soon need your name. The ones who cursed you will accidentally bless you. That's my justice, not revenge. That's how I restore my chosen ones. Michael says, stop doubting your calling. You have a destiny that frightens demons. That's why they attacked you, not because you are weak, but because you are powerful beyond measure. Your spirit is not ordinary. The pain you faced wasn't random, it was training for your divine position. Every rejection you endured shaped your spiritual authority. You are not what the world calls you, you are what heaven knows you to be, an anointed warrior carrying the mark of divine favor. There's an energy around you that's shifting even as you read this. The anxiety you've been feeling lately, it's not just emotion, it's the spirit inside you sensing change. Something big is approaching, something you've been praying for but never imagined would come so soon. It's arriving disguised as a challenge. Don't run from it, face it with faith. The bad news that comes will open a hidden door of opportunity. You may cry, but after that cry, light will burst open. You must pray tonight. Before you sleep, place your hand on your heart and say, God, I surrender my fear to you. Turn every warning into wisdom. Turn every battle into breakthrough. Do not sleep in fear. Sleep in faith. The angels will guard your dreams. You will wake up with renewed peace. You will sense a divine calm that you haven't felt in a long time. That's Michael restoring your energy, cleansing your aura, and protecting your path. God says, "You are under my shield. Nothing formed against you shall prosper." The bad news may come through a message, a phone call, or even someone's words, but do not panic. Before they even speak, heaven will already have written your victory. You are not in danger. You are in divine transition. The shaking is not punishment, it's preparation. The crying is not weakness, it's release. The silence is not abandonment, it's alignment. Soon, a sign will appear. You may see repeated numbers, a sudden bright light, or a dream with a white feather or golden gate. That will be your confirmation that this message came from heaven, not from imagination. When that sign appears, thank God immediately. Don't question it, receive it. The angels don't send random signs, they mark divine timing. Michael says, "I will not stop fighting until your peace is restored." He is already standing at the entrance of your destiny, keeping watch over everything that tries to approach you. The enemy's plan has already been intercepted. The attack failed before it began. What you feel now is the echo, not the impact. The storm that looked like it was about to destroy you is already dying down. All you must do is stay in prayer and trust. God says, "My child, this is your moment of awakening. You have carried too much pain. You have tried to fix everything yourself. But now, let me handle it. You don't need to prove yourself anymore. You don't need to explain your story to those who never cared to understand it. You don't need to chase those who walked away. I, the Lord, am rewriting your story, and the chapter that comes next will make sense of all the chaos you endured. A blessing is coming that will silence your past. A healing is coming that will make you whole again. A revelation is coming that will free your heart. But first, you must open your soul to this message. Don't skip it. Don't doubt it. This is not a coincidence. Heaven timed this moment precisely for you. The angels made sure your eyes would find these words at this exact minute because the shift begins now. Michael's voice is trembling because he loves you. He's been with you since birth, guarding you from accidents, illnesses, betrayals, and unseen forces. Every time you almost gave up, it was Michael whispering strength into your spirit. Every time you suddenly felt peace in chaos, it was Him surrounding you. But lately, He's been crying because you've been closing your heart to divine messages, allowing fear to speak louder than faith. He's begging you, listen this time. Don't take this as a joke. Don't brush it off. Heaven is calling, and your response determines your next chapter. You are entering a new spiritual cycle where everything hidden will be revealed. Those pretending will be exposed. Those lying will be silenced. Those plotting will be removed. You won't need to fight, heaven will fight for you. Stay humble, stay silent, stay faithful. When you feel pain, pray instead of panicking. When you hear bad news, worship instead of worrying. That's how you win this battle. God says, you are safe. You are covered. You are mine. Nothing will go wrong with you. Even when things seem out of control, know that Heaven's hand is still guiding every moment. Your pain is not wasted. Your waiting is not in vain. You are being positioned for something divine, something far greater than what you lost. You are loved beyond imagination. Now breathe. Let the heaviness lift. The angels are still here. Michael is standing guard. God is in control. The bad news that comes will not break you, it will awaken you. And when the dust settles, you will look back and see that even the tears had purpose. You will say, now I understand why it all had to happen. So, do not fear. Do not skip. Open your heart completely. Heaven is speaking to you right now. Archangel Michael's cry is a sound of love, not sorrow. He's crying because he knows how close your miracle is. You just need to listen, trust, and pray. Everything is going to be all right. God is with you, and nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You are chosen. You are loved. God says, this is an emergency, and heaven is trembling with urgency because you are being called right now. Archangel Michael is crying loudly, and his tears are like burning light falling from the heavens because you still haven't listened. He has been standing by your side for so long, whispering warnings, showing you signs in dreams, through numbers, through sudden chills that touched your soul, but you didn't understand. Tonight, the heavens open again, not in anger, but in deep sorrow, because a message meant for you is reaching its last chance to be heard. A bad news is moving toward you, but even before it arrives, God wants you to know, you are not alone. You are protected, you are watched over, and though the clouds are dark, divine hands are already preparing to lift you out of the storm. Archangel Michael's voice is breaking as he speaks your name. He says, "Child of light, you have no idea how close heaven has been to you. You thought you were alone, abandoned, forgotten, but the truth is, Every tear you cried reached heaven faster than lightning. And yet, you didn't realize those tears were sacred prayers. God says He collected every single one of them. Every cry that came from your heart in silence became a light that kept you safe from destruction. You were meant to break down, but heaven didn't let you. You were supposed to fall apart, but Michael stood in front of you, sword drawn, shielding you from forces that wanted to see your end. That is why he weeps now, because he sees danger approaching again, and you still do not believe how serious this is. There is something moving in the unseen, something you can't see with your eyes, but you have felt it, a strange heaviness, an uneasiness, sudden mood shifts that come without reason. This is not random. Heaven says those sensations are warnings. You are being prepared, not punished. God says, do not fear the bad news that is on the way, because it will only reveal the truth I've been hiding in plain sight. I will use what was meant to hurt you to open a divine door that has been locked for too long. But before this divine reversal can happen, you must listen. Archangel Michael is kneeling right now, wings spread wide, trembling with divine emotion. He says, please, my child, do not skip this message, do not take it lightly. You have no idea what your obedience in this moment can stop. A wave of loss is ready to hit, but one act of faith, one surrender, one prayer can change its direction. Heaven is counting your next decision as sacred. You are not reading this by accident. It was written before you were born that in this exact moment, you would be reminded that the battle is not lost, that even when darkness seems to rise higher, light never retreats. The bad news that is coming, it may not be what you think. It could be a message, a revelation, or a person who brings words that shake you, but God says, it will not destroy you. It will awaken you. What the enemy meant for harm, I, the Lord, will turn into deliverance. The tears that Archangel Michael sheds now are not just of sorrow, but of power. Each tear carries protection. Each one falls like a shield over your name. You must remember that even in shock, even in pain, even in sudden fear, divine timing is not late. God says, do not panic when you hear the news. It is written that you will survive it, and you will see my glory through it. There will be a test in your emotions, because fear will try to make you doubt again, but do not run. Do not escape. Breathe and say, God, I trust you. That single declaration will send an army of angels to surround you immediately. You will feel warmth on your shoulders, a sensation of peace that no human could explain. That will be Michael's wings wrapping around you. You will know it's real because the fear will suddenly melt into stillness. Heaven says, we tried to warn you before. Remember the sudden delays, the plans that failed unexpectedly, the people who distanced themselves without reason? Those were divine blocks to protect you. You thought you were losing, but you were being rerouted. The bad news is only a tool in God's plan. It will reveal who was truly loyal, who was pretending, and who was sent to test your faith. When the truth comes, it might sting, but it will cleanse your path. Archangel Michael says, "Better a wound from truth than comfort in deception." Heaven is not punishing you, it is preparing you for what's next. God says, you have entered a spiritual courtroom. The verdict is being written, and your angels are pleading your case. The enemy tried to convince heaven that you were weak, that you had given up, but your persistence in faith even when you felt nothing has become your greatest defense. Every time you whispered my name when no one else knew what you were going through, you built light around yourself stronger than steel. That is why, even now, though something heavy approaches, it cannot destroy you. It can only reveal what was hidden behind the veil. Archangel Michael says, the one who tried to harm you will soon face their own reflection. There are consequences being activated by divine law. You may receive news that shocks you, but it will also free you. Do not rush to respond with anger. Stay silent. Let God speak through time. What they did in secret is being exposed. Michael's sword is glowing because judgment has already begun in the unseen realm. God says, you will watch how I turn dishonor into elevation. What was used against you will become your testimony. You may feel the urge to cry, but heaven says those tears are holy. They are cleansing your spirit, preparing it for a breakthrough that will follow this moment. The bad news will break something false so that something eternal can take its place. The false image others had of you will crumble. The misunderstanding that surrounded your name will be washed away. You will stand not as a victim, but as a vessel of divine truth. God says, this was the only way to make them see what I placed inside you. Archangel Michael whispers, I am still here. I never left. Even when you felt empty, His presence was woven into your days. That sudden comfort in the middle of anxiety, that strange peace that came out of nowhere, that was Him. Every time danger approached, His sword intercepted it before it could manifest. You may not realize how many times heaven stopped tragedy in silence. You were protected from accidents you never even saw, from betrayals that were rerouted before they reached you. But now heaven says, you must become aware. You must not ignore the signs again. God says, prepare, not in fear, but in faith. The bad news will test your reaction. Heaven will watch how you respond, not to punish, but to finalize your transformation. If you respond with calmness and prayer, the energy of the event will shift instantly. The storm will dissolve faster. You will see how quickly things turn when you surrender. But if you panic, it may delay the blessing hidden inside. God says, this is not a curse. This is your final lesson before expansion. The delay you've been feeling will break right after this. Michael says, You were chosen to carry light through dark corridors. The test was never about punishment, it was about recognition. Heaven wanted the world to see your faith under pressure because that's where divine authenticity glows the brightest. You may not feel like a warrior, but the heavens call you one. The reason darkness keeps testing you is because it knows how much light you carry. You are not cursed, you are noticed. You are not forgotten, you are highlighted by heaven. God says, I have already gone before you into tomorrow. Whatever bad news appears, I am already there, turning it into good. You may lose something, but it will make room for something divine. You may cry, but those tears will be seeds of miracles. The very thing that shocks you will push you into a higher destiny. Heaven says, you are being forced into alignment, not into pain. The delay, the confusion, the disappointment, all of it is being recycled into divine order. Archangel Michael says, tell them not to give up. He repeats it again and again, don't give up. Don't disappear. Don't doubt. Because you are so close to a divine completion that even the smallest wrong move could delay it. That's why this message had to reach you now. Heaven could not wait anymore. Time is critical in the spirit. Every moment you remain in faith increases your protection. Every word of trust you speak adds light around you. Every time you say, I believe, another angel is assigned to your path. God says, you will know the moment has arrived because you will feel a sudden silence inside. Before the news comes, heaven will give you peace as a sign. Do not mistake that calm for emptiness, it is divine assurance. You will feel something shift in your heart, like a deep knowing that says, I am ready. Amen. God says, my beloved child, listen carefully, for this is not just a whisper in your heart, this is an urgent call from heaven. Archangel Michael has been weeping through the night because you have not listened to the signs he has been sending. The angels have been surrounding you, trying to reach your spirit, trying to awaken your heart before the storm approaches. There is something coming that you cannot see with your eyes, but your soul has already begun to feel it. That heaviness in your chest, that sudden sadness without reason, that uneasiness when you try to sleep, it is heaven's alarm ringing. A bad news is approaching, and the heavens are pleading for you to listen before it arrives. God says, this message is not meant to scare you, but to prepare you. Every warning I send carries love inside it. Every tear that Michael sheds is a cry for your protection. He sees what your human eyes cannot see. He sees the energy forming around your path, the conversation spoken behind closed doors, the unseen decisions being made that could affect your peace. Heaven has chosen to interrupt your day because time is short and this message cannot wait. Michael says, Beloved, why have you ignored the dreams? Why did you silence the voice that kept repeating, don't go there, don't trust that, don't answer that call? You think it was your own fear, but it was me, your guardian, holding back the danger that tried to reach you. Michael is crying because he has been standing at the door of your destiny, blocking arrows meant to wound your heart, yet you still believe nothing is wrong. But heaven sees what's ahead, and this message comes with tears of mercy. God says, the bad news that is coming may first appear like a loss, a disappointment, or something that shakes your faith, but hidden beneath it is the greatest shift of your life. Sometimes, when I remove something suddenly, it feels like punishment, but it is protection. You are about to see something that was once hidden. Someone around you has been carrying an energy of deception. They smile when you look, but their heart carries jealousy. They celebrate you with their mouth, but inside they wish your light would dim. Michael has been trying to reveal this person to you through small disruptions, through arguments that made no sense, through things breaking suddenly, through the strange silence of your own intuition. You are not crazy for feeling that something is off. That uneasiness is not anxiety, it is your soul being warned. Heaven has been whispering to you, prepare, stay calm, pray deeply. The storm that is coming is not to destroy you, but to wash away what has been pretending to be pure. You will hear something soon, a piece of news, a message, or a confession, that may make your heart tremble. You may even feel betrayed. But remember what I say, the shaking is not your ending, it is your unveiling. Archangel Michael says, do not run from prayer this time. Do not postpone your silence. Your angels have been assigned to build a wall of fire around you, but you must give permission through faith. He says, heaven cannot force protection where there is disbelief. Open your mouth and speak, God, I receive your protection, I trust your plan. Say it out loud, because your voice carries authority over your atmosphere. God says, this is an emergency call for your alignment. Something has been drifting out of balance. You have been spending too much time worrying about what others think, and too little time listening to what heaven is trying to show you. You are not behind in life, you are being repositioned. What you thought was a delay is actually divine timing preparing the right moment. You will soon see why things didn't work when you wanted them to. You will understand why doors closed, why certain people left suddenly, why plans fell apart right before success. Heaven has been protecting your timeline. There is a reason your angels are restless today. Archangel Michael has been standing between you and a hidden danger. He has seen conversations that you were never meant to hear. He has seen plots that were meant to make you give up. The bad news you are about to hear may feel painful at first, but it will free you. It will reveal the truth about a person or situation you have been trusting too much. When you receive it, do not react in anger. Pause. Pray. Breathe. Because right after the bad news, a miracle will rise. God says, your tears will not be wasted. Every tear that falls because of what you are about to learn will water the seed of your next blessing. You are entering a season where your spiritual vision will sharpen. You will begin to see who truly stands with you. You will begin to feel which paths bring peace and which bring pain. Do not chase anyone who leaves after this message. Their departure is your deliverance. I am removing them not to punish them, but to protect you. You have been surrounded by energies that drain your divine light, and heaven is cutting those cords now. Archangel Michael says, "Child of light, stop underestimating your calling. Stop apologizing for being chosen. The reason people attack you, the reason they misunderstand you, is because your spirit carries frequency that their darkness cannot stand. That is why the storm is coming, to cleanse the energy around you." God says, "I am not angry with you. I am calling you closer. I have been waiting for you to listen, not out of fear, but out of love. You have felt disconnected from me lately, but I was never gone. I was silent because I was watching how you would respond when the world went quiet. You thought I forgot, but I was testing your faith. And now, because you still believe even in confusion, heaven is releasing help. The bad news that is coming will arrive fast. It may come through a message, a phone call, or something you overhear, but before it reaches you, I want you to repeat, "I am safe in God. Nothing can touch me unless heaven allows it for my good." Say it now, because your words carry power. You are declaring spiritual immunity over your life. No evil report, no gossip, no loss can destroy what I have ordained. Michael says, "Be still. Do not rush to fix everything. Some battles are meant for angels. Let heaven fight for you this time." He says, "There are plans being made behind your back that will soon crumble by their own weight. There are lies being told that will expose themselves. Do not worry. What is hidden will come to light, and truth will defend you." God says, "The bad news will come as a messenger, but behind it is the birth of your transformation. After you walk through this moment, you will never see life the same way. You will no longer settle for half-truths or fake love. You will no longer doubt your worth. This storm is your awakening. It will shake away what was small so I can give you what is divine. You will feel like crying, but do not let despair take your joy. When Michael cries, he cries out of love, not fear. His tears are made of light, and when they fall over you, they wash away what does not belong to your soul. Let his tears fall, because after they dry, peace will rise. God says, "I am commanding every dark energy that tried to attach to your life to release you now. I am commanding every false connection to be cut. I am commanding peace to return to your sleep and hope to return to your heart. You are not being punished, you are being purified. What feels like loss is heaven making room for greater gifts. You will soon notice signs, lights flickering, feathers appearing, random chills when you pray, these are confirmations that angels are near. Do not skip this message, for it is the bridge between confusion and clarity. The bad news will not break you, it will build you. The pain will not last, it will pass. You will see that I have been with you all along, holding back disasters you didn't even know were aimed at you. You are not alone. Heaven is awake, and this is your spiritual alert. Archangel Michael says, listen now. When the storm hits, do not panic. Go silent. Pray. Heaven will speak to you through stillness. You will feel a warmth in your chest, a calm after the first shock. That will be me, standing beside you. He says, you will know I am there when you suddenly feel peace that makes no sense. That peace is your sign that the battle is already won. God says, your life is about to change. What looks like an ending will turn into the greatest testimony of your life. I am sending new people, divine helpers, unexpected blessings right after the storm. You will look back and say, if that bad news never came, I would never have known who I truly am. The news is not a curse, it is a revelation. My child, heaven is writing your name on a new chapter. Do not give in to fear. Pray tonight. Speak light over your home. Ask Michael to guard your doors. Ask me to strengthen your heart. You are about to witness that what was meant to hurt you will push you higher. This message is your spiritual shield. Read it again when you feel afraid. Michael says, do not ignore this time. The heavens are opening. I am preparing your protection, but I need your heart awake. He says, you are not forsaken, you are chosen. The storm is not your punishment, it is your purification. God says, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. Trust me. The bad news may come, but so will my miracle. The darkness may roar, but light will answer louder. You are my child, and I will not let your story end in sorrow. So take a deep breath now. Let go of fear. Speak peace over yourself. The storm is coming, but so is the sun after it. Heaven is watching. Angels are surrounding you. And I, your God, am saying, you will be safe. I am with you now, and I will be with you when the news comes. Remember this, you will not cry forever. What was meant to break you will bless you. You just have to trust me, pray to me, and hold on, because even in this emergency, you are divinely protected. God says, listen closely, my beloved child, for this message is not written by chance. It is written through divine instruction, sealed by the tears of Archangel Michael, and carried by the winds of heaven directly into your hands. It's an emergency. Heaven is trembling because you have not listened for so long. Michael is crying loudly now, his mighty wings shaking the sky with grief, because you are walking too close to the edge of something dangerous. God says, a bad news is coming. Something unseen is moving toward you, and yet, before it touches your life, heaven wants to prepare you, protect you, and change the outcome that has been written against you. This message is your shield, your divine warning, and your final chance to listen before the storm breaks. Michael stands before the throne, his sword laid down for a moment, not in surrender, but in sorrow. His voice echoes through heaven, "Father, they are not listening. They keep skipping the signs, they keep doubting, they keep thinking it's just another message. But it is not. This one is different. This one carries the weight of fate." And God looked upon you, with eyes of both love and justice, and said, "Send this message one more time. Let them hear it before the bad news arrives. Let them know that they are not alone, even when darkness comes knocking." You have been feeling it, haven't you? The strange silence in the night, the heaviness in your chest, the sudden chill in your spirit. It is not your imagination. The angels have been whispering your name, but your heart has been too full of worry to hear them clearly. Heaven has been trying to tell you that something is approaching, something meant to test your faith, your strength, and your connection to God. But do not fear. Even as the bad news tries to approach, it cannot destroy you, because you have divine protection waiting to be activated. You only need to open your heart and say, "God, I trust you." Michael says, you must understand the urgency. There are moments when heaven gives you quiet blessings, and there are moments when heaven sends you emergency warnings. This one is the second. It's not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Someone around you has made a decision that may bring pain into your life. Someone has spoken your name in a place of darkness, not realizing that God's hand covers you. The bad news is not just about what's happening externally, it's about a shift in spiritual energy that could drain your peace if you do not stand in faith now. God says, this is why Michael is crying. Not because he is powerless, but because he loves you too deeply to see you ignore the divine signs again. He remembers every time he stood by your side when you were broken, every time he deflected arrows meant to destroy your hope, every time he whispered strength into your heart when you thought you had none left. And now, as the storm forms again, he's crying not for himself, but for you, because heaven cannot help those who turn away from the light. But listen, it's not too late. God says, if you open your heart right now, even as you read these words, divine energy will begin to flow into your life. The bad news that is forming will lose its power. The person or situation meant to harm you will suddenly face divine confusion. They will not understand why their plans fail. They will not realize that the moment you began to read this message, Angels were dispatched from heaven to surround you with light so bright that no shadow could touch you. God says, "Do not be afraid." The bad news will come like thunder, but you will stand untouched, because my voice will be louder than the storm. He reminds you that sometimes He allows warnings to come so that you can prepare your heart, not to terrify you, but to strengthen your faith. You are chosen, and because you are chosen, the enemy tries harder to break your spirit. But Michael says, they cannot break what heaven has already rebuilt. There is something you must do tonight. Pray not with fear, but with trust. Say, "God, I receive your warning, but I also receive your promise. I know you are with me. Whatever is meant to harm me will be turned into my elevation." When you speak these words, heaven begins to shift timelines. What was meant to bring tears will bring transformation. What was meant to bring loss will bring divine recovery. Michael says, you must understand that divine timing is real. Sometimes, God delays your blessing because the path ahead is not clean. Sometimes, the delay is the shield. The bad news coming is actually exposing something hidden, someone's intention, a truth long buried, a secret that could have trapped your destiny if it had remained unseen. Heaven is allowing this news to surface not to punish you, but to protect you from walking into the wrong alliance. You will soon notice unusual signs. Electronic devices might flicker when you pray. You might hear your name in dreams. You might see flashes of light or repeating numbers. These are not coincidences. They are signals that Archangel Michael is near, adjusting your path, removing people who pretend to love you but secretly envy your spirit. He is standing behind you, his wings spread wide, ensuring that no curse, no lie, no betrayal can reach you. God says, I have watched you weep in silence, thinking no one cared. But I care. I was there in your loneliness, I was there when you couldn't sleep, I was there when you asked, why does this keep happening to me? The answer is because I was refining you for a higher calling. And now, the final test approaches. Do not run. Do not fear. Stand firm, for I am about to show you why you went through every storm. The bad news may appear as a loss, but it is actually a rescue. You will soon see that what you thought was a punishment was actually protection. Someone who was smiling in your face was secretly trying to delay your blessings. Their energy was blocking your abundance. Heaven is exposing them now, and though it may hurt at first, it is the only way to set you free. That is why Michael is crying, because he knows you may feel pain when the truth is revealed, but it is a necessary pain that leads to deliverance. God says, my child, do not confuse endings with losses. Sometimes I close doors not to harm you, but to keep you from walking into danger. Sometimes I remove people suddenly because their heart changed long before their actions did.